Hello to you, fellow being. Infinite Spiral here, and we are back again in Kerbal Space Program. So, in yesterday's mission, we just basically spent the whole thing building this Minmasteroider asteroid capture and Minmus lander system. So today we are going to go and meet up with that asteroid, capture it, and on the way there we're going to be dropping off this lander section and reattaching the claw at the top. So that'll be interesting. I was told in a comment that the waggle, the instability that this thing bends all over when we're burning, is caused by the gimbal fighting the torque from the reaction wheel. So I am going to find out if that's true. We're going to shut down the gimbal right now. And now we just need to go ahead and set up the Minmus interaction. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so we've got that all set up. That's going to be roughly half again our current velocity, so it'll be a sizable burn. No idea what it's going to be until we start it, but I think it shouldn't be too ridiculously terrible. I suppose there's only one way to find out, and that is by starting it. I mean, I guess I could also preview it by burning at full throttle for just a fraction of a second and then cutting, which I will do right now. Okay, so it's like a minute, which means we should already be burning, which means we need to be pointed at the thing. So I'm going to get off map screen. Didn't realize I was burning, or had warped quite so close to the maneuver node. So we are wasting a whole bunch of Delta V burning in the wrong direction, just so we can control the thing and get towards the maneuver node faster, but that's okay. Everything will be fine. And of course, once we get off of this, oh man. Well, it's definitely not waggling, so yeah, the gimbal and the reaction wheel were definitely fighting each other, and that was causing the instability. But without the extra gimbal, it seems like it's a little bit harder to control this thing rapidly. Okay, so we got through about half of it on that stage. Not bad. And yeah, another minute and a half burn. Yeah, that was wasteful. Probably could have handled that, well, definitely could have handled that a lot better, but in any case, I think everything will be fine. Because this thing's got plenty of fuel, plenty of burn time. I'm pretty certain that we'll be able to, you know, get through this burn and still have enough left to go and get that asteroid and bring it back. Not entirely certain, but I think so. We'll find out. So I'll go ahead and finish this burn and meet up with you as we get close to the Minmus rendezvous, or encounter. Okay, so it's not quite exactly what we had originally set up. On the maneuver that we had planned, we would have been coming in closer to the plane, the orbital plane, I suppose it's called. But this will be just fine. And once we get out of that, we're still on a Kerbin orbit with a relatively decent periapsis, and we can, you know, mess with that to target the asteroid when it comes time for that. But we're going to go ahead and warp out to the Minmus encounter. Alright, so we're 4 hours away from Minmus escape. That's plenty of time to do what we need to do. More than plenty. It's sort of a ridiculous amount of time. So our next step is to separate this thing out and get it all reattached the right way. So we're going to go ahead and... Oh, I hope I did this right. I think that decoupler is going to stay on the lander, but I don't think it's going to block the engine. Hopefully it will still work. I don't know. That was planned wrong. I should have used not a decoupler, but a... What are those things called? Stage separator. That's what I should have used. So now we're going to switch back to the lander now that that's disconnected, and we will undock or decouple, really? Anyway, we're going to undock the grappling thing, I guess. Weird. Decouple node was the was the command they offered me there. I would have expected it. No, don't drift back. We're going to go ahead and rotate out. There we go. Alright, so we're just gonna power this thing up and hope that it works. Okay, looking good. No? Not looking good at all. Crap. It's blocking the thrust from the engine. Oh, man. Oh, that sucks. That really, really sucks. It does basically nothing. Shit. Okay, should have used a stage separator. That was an enormous mistake. It really shouldn't be blocking it. I mean, clearly there's plenty of space for the thrust, or for the exhaust to leak out. But hey, physics. Alright, well, that's probably gonna doom the entire mission. Based on one silly little mistake. But mistakes happen, and that, there's not much I can do about it at this point. I don't think I can revert the flight because it's been too long and we've done too many things, yet revert flight is not an option. Oh well, we can go ahead and switch back to the asteroid capturing device and go and recouple or redock with the claw. So let's set that as a target. It's not really going to matter one way or the other. It's easy to do this visually, in my experience at least. I know a lot of people really have trouble with docking. You've seen the docking that I've done. It's very little, but each time it's been pretty simple. I don't know. I don't know what the trouble is. It's probably got more to do with the rendezvous than the docking itself. It can be difficult to figure out how the rendezvous system works. Just how to meet up with things in their respective orbits and such, but here we come. Go ahead and fast forward for you as this thing approaches. I won't fast forward. Maybe I won't do either of those things since it's basically right here. And yeah, we're pointed straight at it, which was the plan all along. Okay, let's just move a bit. There we go. Perfect. Not a problem. That worked exactly as I thought it would. Exactly as planned. Now, this thing is fine to stay on its current path. This thing might be fucked. I mean, the whole plan was to detach it and then bring it into orbit around Minmus and land it and do the visual surveys and, you know, surface samples and all that stuff. But if I can't thrust, I don't know that any of it's going to be possible. I mean, look at this not changing at all. Just the tiniest amount leaks out of there apparently. So let's see if any of this will be possible. We'll add a maneuver there, plan out the orbit, or the Minmus orbit, like so. And that's a 6 hour burn. Oh god. Okay. Well, then, I guess... That is so stupid. Oh, man. Alright. Well, I'm gonna need a second to think about what to do here. I mean, clearly we're gonna be stuck in this orbit. I guess, no, there's no thinking to be done. We'll just be stuck in this orbit and we'll have to send out a rescue mission. We can always, in fact, yeah, let's do that right now. I'm gonna grab the fuel out of it with the claw. Where'd you go? Where are you? Should be visible. There it is. Okay, I was just looking the wrong way. Alright, well, we'll just zip right back over there. Go ahead and arm this. Like so. And we're just going to grab onto the side of it as we get over there. And I'm apparently not allowed to set it as a target right now. Might be a glitch. Might just be because we have the asteroid set as a target from the map screen. Not really sure. But again, not too difficult to just do it visually anyway. So we just need to match speed and just grab on. Basically, we're going to smack into the thing and turn it that way. Oh, never mind. My display was off. There you go. Just nudge it a bit. Where is my orientation? That is causing problems. There we go. That should do it. Just need to grab on. Like so. Alright, let's transfer fuel. If we can. Maybe we cannot. Ah, there we go. Okay. Just empty those. No need for those to have any. Really wish we could just detach the decoupler, but that is not allowed. I know there are mods you can use that allow you to, you know, put things on and take things off of your ships, as long as you have a Kerbal out there to do it, but I don't have those mods, and I probably won't ever, because I pretty much stick with visual mods. Things that enhance the aesthetics. I don't really want to change the game functionality. Alright, well, now that that is done, we can just drop that. Don't know what I'm jettisoning there. I just wanted to see what would happen. Apparently, absolutely nothing, or at least nothing noticeable. I don't know, but we'll release and switch back. And we're almost full again, so that's nice at least. Wasn't totally pointless to bring this thing out. We got some fuel back from it. So dumb. Oh well, okay. So Jeb is just going to be stuck there until we rescue him and go and do the Minmus contract that way. But for now, we can at least go and plan the Asteroid mission. We're going to go ahead and just time warp out of the Minmus encounter to make it easier to plan our maneuvers. There we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and set that asteroid as the target again. And I'll go ahead and get a maneuver planned, and I'll rejoin you on the other side of that. Alright, so for now we're just going to escape from Kerbin, and we're going to do that at the apoapsis, because that's going to take the absolute minimal amount of delta V, you know, 251 meters per second. That's going to be just absolutely nothing, so we'll go ahead and warp out there. Wait a minute. Was I looking at it wrong? Are we going this way? That doesn't make any sense. We didn't burn that much with the polarization. What's happening here? That's it. Minus 4 hours, 20 days. Okay, yeah, we're going the right way. Never mind. In fact, let's just cancel the time warp and warp to the next maneuver. It's a better plan. Forgot I was centered on Minmus. That's what was causing me to have problems. Alright, off map screen. Let's just go ahead and start this burn, although it's a little premature, it doesn't matter that much. Oh yeah, SAS might help. There we go. Well, this thing's much easier to control now that it doesn't have that extra lander stage on top. So that's nice. Alright, let's burn through this extra 80 meters per second. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Or, you know, whatever. That's probably good enough for Kerbin escape. And indeed it seems to... Yes, it is. Okay. Excellent. And now, apparently we're already past the descending node, which is not good. I kind of wanted to correct my inclination on this pass. So, yeah, we'll be doing this with an offset inclination, but I think we'll still be able to meet up with it without too much effort. So we need to be burning north. Actually, I'll do that after we escape from Kerbin. Oh, okay, yeah. We're going to be going around and probably meeting it closer to that ascending node anyway, so never mind, it'll be a while. It would be a long burn to try and correct that much. So, let's just time warp. We're gonna be... yeah, interacting with Kerbin here and there, but not too much. We're already escaping, but... yep, we are catching up to the asteroid, but still approaching as we get closer and closer to that ascending node. This is working out splendidly. And I think we're far enough away from Kerbin now that it's not going to grab us again. Hopefully. Alright, here comes the ascending node, and we're going to cut our time warp. Like so. So now we need to be burning towards the south. Which is 270 degrees. No, 180 degrees. Hello. Where's your geometric knowledge? What am I doing? What am I thinking? Okay. So we'll just do this without a maneuver setup. We'll just watch the node change over time. And also keep an eye on our fuel, though I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. So yes, it is slowly dropping. And we're also going to focus on the ship, because we were focused on, I think, Minmus that whole time. Okay, so we're going to time warp some more as we get closer to the node, then we'll continue that burn. There we go. And it looks like we're not going to catch up before we cross the asteroid's orbit, which means we're going to need to burn retrograde in order to bring our orbit in. Although we might do a radial in, potentially. I will find out once this burn is done and we've got the inclination fixed, just what that process is going to look like. There we go. Okay. So we've still got 2/3 of our fuel. That's not looking great. Yeah, we do go outside of the asteroid's orbit, definitely on our current path. So, radial in would do that job, and we're going to do partial... yeah, we're going to radial in with a partial retro burn. So that's going to be right... actually... no, that would be mostly retrograde. I was going to do the target retrograde, but that's not what we want, I don't think. So right about here seems like it would be what we want. That should bring the separation down, and it is. And those snap together right there. That's good. We're going to actually continue that burn a little bit longer. And that's going to continue to close that distance. And now it's growing because our orbit is inside. Excellent. Just what we wanted. Okay. So now we do a bit more time warping. And apparently we're actually going to be passing it pretty soon here. So I think I need to be planning a maneuver right about now. So I'm going to see what I can do here. And actually, our orbit is pretty close to the thing the whole time. Yeah, I might have to actually shift that even more. Yeah, I'm going to mess with maneuvers for a minute, and if I get something, I'll rejoin you then. Alright, so I've got a maneuver set up that puts me roughly 5 kilometers, or 5,000 kilometers, excuse me. Well, closer to 6,000 kilometers away from the thing after a 5-second burn, so that's not too bad. We're going to go ahead and warp to that maneuver and make that burn. Alright, here we go. And done. Easy peasy. Okay, so after the burn it's looking like closer to 8,000 kilometers still. Very, very close. And we're just gonna go ahead and zoom in here, start the time warp, and watch as we approach. And we are catching up ever so slowly. Almost imperceptibly. But it is happening, and here we come. Yep, closing the gap. And it's definitely still ahead of us, which that's just fine. Okay, we're about to cross that threshold. Actually, it looks like, never mind, we still have a little ways to go. And yeah, our orientation is not perfect, or inclination rather. Have we passed it? No. Still going. And there's the crossing. I don't know, these orbital paths keep changing. Okay. So now we're going to be on the outside of it, so we're going to radial in and prograde, just to sort of match velocities. And after that, we will get to the minutia of just rendezvousing with the thing. So that is radial out plus prograde right about here. Wait, I want radial in plus prograde. What am I thinking? I want that to come in. So we'll just split the difference. See what that does. Coming in. Okay, we want a little bit more radial in, it looks like. Get an overview just so we're not, screwing this up horrendously. Okay, so we're still outside there and also outside there. Okay, so we need a little bit of retrograde now. So actually, we will do that still on the radial inside. Right about there. And that should bleed off some of that difference. Looking good. Good enough for my taste. Now, we need to be burning towards the thing, which is over that away, apparently. Alright. So let's just get our prograde pointed straight at the thing, and we're going to switch to target, so we're traveling at a difference of... Oh, okay, yeah. Definitely glad I changed that before starting the burn. That would have been bad. Not terrible, but not great either. Alright, so we're heading straight at the thing at... well, after I make my adjustments, at about 44 meters per second. 44.4, very nice. Okay. So let's just try and keep an eye out for it as we time warp forward. Don't know exactly how long this is going to take. I'm actually going to watch from the map screen. Okay, yeah, we're definitely closing that distance now. Still a little ways to go. Continuing to watch from the map screen. Right past it. Over warp. Damn. Oh well. That was my mistake. There just needs to be a stage of time warp between 1,000 and 10,000. It's such a huge difference. Alright, so we're just going to burn straight at it again, and also switch back to the target view. There we go. And again, we're heading towards it at 27.8 meters per second. Okay, and this time we're going to keep an eye out on this screen, because it's going to be, well, maybe not. Gonna time warp very carefully this time. We're gonna keep it at 1,000, no 10,000s, because that gets ridiculous. And it should be about visible now. Oh yes, right there. Okay. Beautiful. So we're gonna get pointed at it again and continue rushing towards it. Alright, close enough to be actually visible. Excellent. So I'm gonna burn off this way to kill off a bit of our velocity, because we don't need to be going quite so fast towards it at this point. And straight retro burn, pretty much. There we go. And we'll bring that down to, I guess, 10. 10.9, that should be fine. Do a bit more time warping, that might have been, dangerous. Alright, we'll bring that down to 5 meters per second. Get pointed at the thing so we can grab on with the claw. That's a nice potato shape. And yeah, a little too much. A little bit too fast. That's okay. Nothing broke. That's all that matters. And screw the nav ball. This is visual. That ought to do it. Just get pointed the right... Ooh, hello. I lost my orientation. That's not going to do it at all. We're just going to bounce. Don't break off the solar panels. Okay. Everything is fine. We'll just roll along on its surface. Okay. I really need to put more things on my ships to, you know, mark what my orientation is visually, so I know what nose up and nose down are. But that'll do it. Absolutely. Here we come, and what? That didn't do it. Oh, I lost my orientation again, damn. Come on. It's all this camera rotating I keep doing. Too much. As well as the lack of a three-dimensional interface that I bemoan so often. Alright, here we go. Very slow grab. That really should do it, indeed. Okay. We've got the potato. Let's go ahead and target the center of mass. And see if we can also free pivot. Just so we're pointed straight through the thing, as best as we can. Nothing is showing up even though I've targeted the center of mass. Let's try that again. I see nothing on the nav ball. Perhaps... Oh, okay. It popped into existence. Popped into vision for just a moment. So it's gonna be touchy. But I think we'll be fine. There it comes. Okay, I need to get the dialogue on screen so I can be ready to lock right when we're pointed at it. Here we come. Nope, that's close, but not quite. That's pretty good. Excellent, okay. So it's going to be slightly off-center, but not terrible. And, yeah, I think the docking port is also providing a little bit of instability in that targeting and maneuvering and such. But excellent, we've got our asteroid and with still more than half a tank of fuel. We just need to bring it back to Kerbin. So what is that going to look like? So right now, we're offset from Kerbin's orbit. So at times we'll be catching up, and at other times Kerbin will be catching up, which is good. So for the foreseeable future up until this point, Kerbin will be catching up to us, which is actually good because it's behind us, but I don't know that it's going to have quite enough time. So we'll set Kerbin as the target and see what we've got. Yeah, we're still out ahead of it once we cross there. So what we need to do is do a retro burn at some point along that path. Let's just... Well, it's also the inclination is part of the problem, so I'm going to tool around with maneuver nodes for a minute and see if I can get something on this pass. Alright, well that doesn't look half bad. That's just a 42-second burn, and that will be done over here at the descending node. So, let's just warp to that and get it done. I think I just watched an asteroid zoom in and out of Kerbin's atmosphere, or a sphere of influence rather. Sort of looked like it came in and went back out, so I think it might have actually entered the sphere of influence. We could have done something with that, but I don't know what kind of asteroid it was, what class or anything like that. So here we come. Alright. About time to make this maneuver. Let's get pointed in that direction. Ever so slowly. Dragging this hulking potato on the end. And looks like we're going to be burning the second we get there. Right now. Yup. Okay, excellent. Now I definitely need to put some research points into more advanced probe cores, because that would allow me to actually have the, maneuver hold and other hold buttons. Those are sort of useful in certain situations, and this is one of those situations, like, having this big thing that we're trying to hold on to that throws things off. It would definitely be easier to hold on that automatically than to keep on it manually. But apparently it's a longer burn than it was ready for. Oh yeah, because I never tested a burn with the potato attached, so that was my mistake, but I think we'll still be fine. Hopefully. Okay, so now we've got our Kerbin interception, the encounter. So I guess we will just time warp until we get into that. I mean, we could, make some alterations to bring that periapsis up a bit, but honestly, that's not that important. So we're just going to actually time warp straight to that periapsis if it'll let me. Find out momentarily. Yes, we can. All right, here we come. After we go around the entire orbit once. Don't think I have any exceedingly time-sensitive contracts. It's only been like 2 years on this mission. Almost. We're getting there. Okay, I actually paid attention while the counter was ticking over, and one Kerbal year, or Kerbin year, is 426 days exactly. So now I know that, and I'll probably forget it all over again. Oh well. Alright, continuing to fast forward. Okay, so the auto warp sent me past the periapsis, but it's just fine. It's actually closer to where I'd like to make a maneuver anyway, so we're going to be doing a retro burn, plus, just trying to match Minmus's orbit roughly. I mean, obviously we don't want a perfect match, because we're not near Minmus, but that's the basic plan. So that'll be a radial in plus retro. That was a bit too much radial in. Maybe we just start all over. Alright, that looks pretty good, and we need to catch up to Minmus, so we're also going to alter orientation. We'll do that once we get to the crossing point, obviously. But yeah, so there's a 21-second burn. Let's go ahead and get lined up for that. And yeah, we're going to be just fine on fuel. We'll absolutely be able to finish at least one contract with the capturing of the asteroid and bringing it into Minmus orbit, so no problem there. Alright, so we're just going to warp to the maneuver. And hey look, it didn't screw me over this time. Excellent. And because we're traveling pretty slowly, I'm just going to go ahead and make the maneuver now, or make the burn now rather. It's not going to make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things. Alright, orbit achieved. And just watch that come down. And there we go. good enough. So now we will wait until, well, actually, let's set Minmus as the target. That'll make things easier. Let's drop that maneuver. And here at the ascending node, we'll correct inclination, like so. And we're gonna do a retro burn there so we can bring our orbit in and catch up to Minmus. So where is that going to happen? Right now we're still way past it. Okay, looks like it's gonna be happening pretty close to here. Yep, there it is. And that periapsis is at 58 kilometers. That's beautiful. I like it. It's a very complex setup after the fact, apparently, but that should be fine. And there's Jeb still stuck in his friggin' horrible, horrible situation. Oh well. He's just fine. Alright, that's a 6-second burn. No problem. Let's warp to that maneuver. Like so. That was happening over here. My focus is apparently not quite where it needs to be, and that was not what I was trying to do. I started time warping, when what I wanted to do was start tabbing through my focus. But honestly, I think I'm fine just leaving it unfocused right now. We'll stay focused on Kerbin. Doesn't matter. Alright, T-3, here we come. What? Sort of rushed right off center. Alright, we've got our encounter. And it is certainly wobbly. Oh, apparently it's a crash course, actually. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and warp to the encounter. Or at least close to. I don't really trust the auto warp quite so much anymore, but we'll see what happens. Alright, here we come. Coming around the bend, and auto warp ended. Excellent. Okay. We'll do a manual warp just until the encounter officially starts, which will be very soon. Like so. Okay. Now where is Minmus? Somewhere. There's the sun. Should be visible. Where am I? Where is everything? What is happening? I'm lost. Well, there's Kerbin. Okay, well that's a good center of reference. It's a bright star. Oh. Well, that's the moon. I see the moon and Kerbin. There's the sun. Where the hell is Minmus? What's going on here? I guess it doesn't matter if I can see it or not. I just need to get back out here, send my focus over to Minmus, and actually double click here. There's my focus. Okay. And we just need to do a little bit of a radial out, it looks like. Perhaps that was not the correct move, but it worked. Okay, so now I've got a 10-kilometer periapsis. I'd like to bring that there. 30-kilometer, beautiful. Now, we just need to get our retro burn at that periapsis and get our orbit, and we will be done. Apparently it's going to be a very polar orbit, which, cool, that'll be interesting. That should make my future Minmus missions a little bit more interesting, I suppose. Maybe not. Not like any of these things have gravity. So yeah, we'll just warp to the periapsis. We don't need to make a manual maneuver or anything. There we go. And we're already pointed pretty close to retro. There we go. We've got our Minmus orbit. And we'll even make it a roughly circular one at that. Alright, and I'm gonna radial it out just for perfection's sake. Because it's not perfect. 26 and 40. So is radial out will be skyward at this point. Oh, I'm entering Rondos's crevice. Great. That sounds really bad. I do not want to enter the crevice. Oh, why? What? Oh, God, I forgot I'm traveling in that direction, not this direction. We need a radial in. My mistake. There we go. 32 and 38. 33 and 34. That's pretty damn circular. I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and get back out to this screen and... Did we already finish it? Yeah, we already finished it while I was making my special maneuvers, so... Yay! 515,000 funds. Excellent. Oh, and 26 science. Hooray! Alright. Mission complete. Excellent, and we still have a third of a tank. Yeah, this thing was definitely more than was necessary for the mission. I am happy about that. I am far, far less happy about that other stupid lander portion. Ah, damn it. Okay, so that took us a little over 2.5 years. None of my contracts were going to expire in that time. I've still got plenty of time left to complete those, but we're going to go ahead and call the episode here. So if you enjoyed this partial success, go ahead and leave a like if you feel like it. If you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe. I'm Infinite Spiral. This is Kerbal Space Program. That's Minmus. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.